Every day we see some sort of outrage on social media, and a lot of the time it's outrage over the smallest, most insignificant things. And over the weekend, at the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, the X-Men creator Chris Claremont made an appearance, and now angry Twitter mobs are furious, trying to get him canceled over comments he allegedly made, even though there's no proof. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So this is a Bounding Into Comics article. It says, angry Twitter mob attempts to cancel X-Men creator Chris Claremont over comments allegedly made at Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. Now that is the key word, allegedly. There is absolutely no proof of these comments. And even if there was, it seems as though he was just making jokes that maybe didn't come across the best. But these are just things that a few Twitter accounts are saying that he said, yet there's no proof of them. It says comics Twitter went wild on Saturday evening during an attempt that sought to cancel prolific Marvel writer Chris Claremont following his appearance at Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo C2E2. Most of the information on the panel came from a Twitter account, Comics FX, which posted several out-of-context quotes and successfully managed to get an internet mob angry with the X-Men legend's dry sense of humor. Of course, this was what I wanted to know instantly. Where is the evidence? Are there videos? Are there live streams from the panel? Where do you actually find the evidence of these things happening with the full context? And they're not out there. The Twitter thread was then amplified by Comic Tropes YouTuber Chris Pierce, whose tweet set the internet ablaze with speculation by a woke mob of self-professed comic book fans who surmised Claremont was losing his mind. Others stated the X-Men writer was problematic. Chris Claremont's appearance seems to be going poorly. If the reports are accurate, he's saying some pretty inflammatory things. Now, one difference between these types of people, these woke mobs on social media, and all of us, the people watching this video, even me, is that we have humor and they don't. They do not understand that sometimes people in this world make jokes that they don't find funny, and they can't just accept that. I can accept that. They might make jokes I don't like. It is what it is. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone is going to find the same exact things funny, but these people hate jokes and they want to cancel people for making them. It says, by contrast, many fans and creators from the Comicsgate movement, a group that resists extreme identity politics in the mainstream industry and creates comics more in line with mainstream tastes, came to Claremont's defense, echoing Claremont's comments lamenting the direction MCU films and X-Men comics have taken due to Disney and Marvel's woke agenda. As of the time of writing, no video has surfaced on the recent panel, only a summary of sorts that was loosely described by this Twitter account. It says, Doug found out it's not good to be a slave in Asgard. It got a chuckle from people who understand being a slave anywhere is bad, implying Claremont doesn't understand slavery to be a bad thing without providing any further evidence to back this nonsensical argument. Reporting that the X-Men legend had allegedly made fun of Thor, the user declared Claremont was complaining about Thor Love and Thunder and asserted Tessa Thompson should go make another Men in Black, sorry, Persons in Black. The famed X-Men writer appeared to have been making a dry joke about identity politics and how Marvel has forced them into their films and comics at the expense of writing, which is something that Marvel has done and something Marvel has been criticized over for years at this point. They are giving up good writing in order to push narratives into their films, to be able to push the message that they want to push. It says that says he can get away with being another white guy playing fast and loose with racial identity because I'm British and we've been doing this for 1,000 years, Claremont reportedly joked, doubling down on his stance about identity politics in media. I am looking at these, and even though I'm not listening to him, say them and the things that maybe he followed up with or said before, I can tell that these are just jokes, okay? This isn't the type of humor that everybody likes, but I see absolutely no problems with making a few jokes here and there. Judging by the tweets, it is safe to assume he didn't take himself too seriously and was only joking around, but the woke mob led by comic tropes found his words to be deadly offensive, taking Claremont's tone instead to be angry and ranting. Again, it's very difficult for me to fully judge because I'm not listening to him say the jokes himself and listening to his tone, but they do just sound like jokes about identity politics. Of course, to me, that's not that big of a deal. We make jokes about identity politics all of the time, but these people think that this is disgusting and outrageous and he deserves to be completely canceled over it. Now, of course, if we go on over to Twitter and we look at the things that Comic Tropes has tweeted, there are a lot of comments from Comic Tropes followers just calling out Claremont, trying to bash him in any way possible. People are saying things like, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain and all that. Did we do this to him? Did we idolize him too much? Sounds like a tired and cranky old man. But of course, after people saw this account was trying to form a group of people to cancel him, there have been a lot of individuals going onto the threads basically saying, you're blowing this out of proportion. I don't get the way you are handling this. I love your channel and I even used to support your work on Patreon, but I feel very disappointed in the way you were communicating this whole thing. The person posting the tweets is trying to make him look the worst way possible. Very sad. It's not that bad. It's not that serious. Chris was one of the nicest guys I met at a con. He just loves to talk. I'm not really a convention guy, but I would have gone for this. Bonkers to me just means he's unfiltered. I guarantee you many creators say similar things in private. They just censor themselves for the crowds, which is very true. People censor themselves in public so that they don't say anything that could get them canceled, and that ultimately is what most of these individuals do. And it seems like he just wasn't censoring himself. He was saying jokes that, yeah, okay, maybe came across not the best to some people who do not have senses of humor, but ultimately, I don't think that there is a major problem with the jokes that he made. I don't think that he should be canceled for it. But of course, the outrage mobs on social media are going after him. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.